I don't care what y'all say. Tyson lied. He definitely probably got a girlfriend at that gym. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we are back with another video, Keys Court Season 1, Episode 9. And we got some things to get into. We only had one elimination. We finally getting down to the end and the kings are ready to pick their queens. But before we get into all the things, other things, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see, you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you keep coming back, you obviously like it here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and just get it out the way, okay? You'll be around for some more shows, so you won't regret it. I promise you won't. If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm my best. I'm really not my best, y'all. I'm holding on by a string. But nonetheless, I am here for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So the episode picks up with the guys and the ladies who did not get eliminated coming back into the house, right? And Felicia could not wait for Tyson to get in that house. That girl was all over him like white on rice, right? And Jennifer is definitely feeling the type of way, even though she claims she's not bothered by it at all. She keeps like hovering around, going back and forth. And Jennifer is going to get her time with Tyson, even if it's behind that privacy screen. What y'all do behind that privacy screen, huh? I got questions because why we need to close this, because we already know Tyson is a very physical person. So I could imagine maybe some touching, some kissing, and let your imagination wander if you want to. Okay. Now Ariel's talking to Thaddeus and she asks him, does he like her? He said, I sure do. I sure do. It ain't no secret about it. So he's trying to make sure that he doesn't repeat the same cycle because he falls in love, or walks in love, I should say, pretty fast all the time. Okay. And he don't want to fall in love fast. He want to take his time. And he really want to have real deep conversations and make sure that he make the best decision for him. Thaddeus is making me a little bit nervous, okay? Because I feel like he's leaning towards Dr. Kalia, which seems very, very strange because I didn't think he liked her for real, okay? So we're just gonna have to really see how this plays out. So Allison overheard Tyson talking to the guys when they were going to the gym. So apparently she overheard him talking about how, he's been talking to some girls since like week 2 of the process. So now I'm sitting here like, oh, wow. You know what? I don't know why I would be surprised. I don't think any of us was really surprised, and trust and believe that Tyson did whatever that lady said he did, okay? He could sit here and play, oh, I joke all you want. Nope, not buying it, not at all, okay? So now she tells Dr. Kalia, because you got to tell somebody, you can't just hold that kind of information in. And I'm like, oh, child, this is when things get messy. This is when things get messy. Instead of going directly to him, we got to gossip amongst the girls. I'm not mad at it though, okay? Now she's telling Dr. Kalia about what she heard about him having another girl outside the house. And she says she's going to have a conversation with him. She does not feel like Tyson is taking this process serious. He's not. He's not. We've watched going on 9 episodes right now. Not one time have Tyson showed that he's serious. His number 1 pick was Sarah, who got sent home maybe a week ago. And that's because he's just not found out that her ex was R. Kelly. Now he's over here with Felicia, I guess his number 2. And they haven't even talked about whether or not they want to have more children or have children. And you want me to believe that he's taking this process serious? Right. Okay. So now Carlos is cutting off all his ladies, okay? He's showing Janae, I'm cutting off all my girls. Look at this one. I'm not texting her no more. I'm telling her it's over. And Janae is like, what you gotta do all that for? First of all, why you gotta text these girls anything? Ignore them. Block them. Like, you don't even need to be showing me this for real. You could have did this on your own free time. And I'm just sitting here like, and here's my thing, right? I understand that Carlos was trying to reassure her that, he was going to really be all in for her. But my thing is, if you came on this show to find your queen anyway, shouldn't you have already kind of cut them women off low key and really put all your focus on the girls in this house? Because it's given. Maybe you was texting them other girls while you was in this house. Maybe you had something going on like Tyson. I don't know. I feel like if you in the process, you be in the process. And whatever you got going on outside, have to wait till you come out. Point blank, period, right? So now Holly and Rodney come to the house and they are going to sit down with all the couples to help them dig deeper. And after that, the guys will have to pick a woman to go on a special date with. I just feel like it's very strange to keep trying to go deeper with these men and these women, right? quote unquote couples, because you're asking Thaddeus if he's in love with one girl, then turn around and ask him, is he in love with the other girl? If he says he's in love with both of them and you realize that he's playing both of them, are you going to tell them? Because I feel like this was a very weird thing to watch, right? Now, Thaddeus and Ariel sit down with Holly and Rodney first, and they talk about their process so far, and how they shared their first kiss. And Holly did something very, very weird, very strange, okay? Because she closed her husband's ears and was like, Thaddeus has nice lips. I said, this is very, very strange behavior. Because, girl, what? Why? Why? If you had to do all that, maybe you probably shouldn't have said it. I'm just saying, some things you can't keep to yourself. Very strange behavior, okay? So as they talk about their past relationships, Ariel talks about how her last relationship, she became very silent because she didn't feel like she was being heard. So she stopped communicating because she was made to feel uncomfortable. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but I feel like Thaddeus has those same qualities that she's talked about when it comes to her ex, right? Because she talks about how, like, you know, she felt silence, like he wasn't hearing her. Now, I'm not saying that Thaddeus isn't hearing her, but I also do feel like Thaddeus has this complex where he feels like what he says goes. And that also can cause a shutdown, an uncomfortable feeling, and you feel like you're not being heard. Because we see how Thaddeus reacts when anybody disagrees with him, right? So that's something that I need Ariel to think about. If she came from something like that, this may just feel familiar and she's not realizing that it could be happening all over again, okay? So she said that she felt like he helped her grow so much since she's been here, and him also being accepting to her autistic son, you know, so she really feels a sense of security with Thaddeus. And I can understand why the women feel that way, right? Because I was rooting for Thaddeus from the very beginning. He has this charm about him. He has this way of like understanding, and he has this way of making you feel safe and secure and heard. But as the season went on, we started to realize that he does a lot of manipulation. He does a lot of testing. He plays a lot of mind games. And so therefore, I don't really know how much of everything we can trust when it comes to Thaddeus. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely keeping my eye on him. So Holly asked Ariel, is she falling in love? And she said she is. And I'm like, oh, really? So we get into the love part. So now they asked Thaddeus, is he falling in love? And he took a long time to, like, you know, answer. He finally answers and he says no. Like straight out, flat out, like no. And I was like, well, hold on. You ain't got to say it like that. It's okay to say I'm not quite there yet. But he did continue and he said that he doesn't want to fall in love because that feels like an uncontrolled act. And he fell in love before and he fell flat on his face. So this time he wants to walk in love. And Holly's like, so are you walking in love? And he said he do feel like he's walking in love. Once again, when people have to overcomplicate things, it feels ungenuine to me. I feel like he's just trying to do too much. Like, you don't need to explain the specifics of walking and falling and skipping and hopping. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you get there. Are you falling in love or not? Okay? Whether you hop, skip, walk, fall, whatever. Are you there? And he says he feels like he's walking there. Now, Tyson and Felicia sit down with Holly and Rodney, right? And they talk about their journey. And Felicia is starting to have some concerns about their connection. She's want to make sure that they have a real connection and it's not just sexual. She wants them to have more deeper conversations. And I'm like, so then instead of hopping on that man's lap every time and sticking your tongue down his throat, why don't you actually have a conversation with him? See, my thing is you fighting so hard for the affection and the attention that you're not really getting down to the details to even know if he's worth this fight, Felicia. You sat there and you literally, my man him to death. And do you even know if he's your man for real? What do you know about him outside of the fact that he's handsome, outside of the fact that he's a model, outside of the fact that he used to break dance or whatever, and he's a good kisser? What do you know about Tyson? Obviously nothing. But somehow, some way, that's your man. I feel like, listen to me. If we expect the men to take this process serious, then we need the same effort from the women. Because at this point, just like I said, Tyson doesn't know what he wants. It's obvious because the women he attracts also seem like they don't really know what they want for real, okay? So Holly asked her what has been her biggest red flag, and she says that he gets distracted, especially every time another woman comes in the house. And you know what you do, Felicia? Instead of making him chase you, instead of making him work for you, you go over there and you start touching him and kissing him and feeling on him so that you could away the distraction. And honestly, it's not getting anywhere because you still wasn't his first when it came to Sarah. I hate to see my girl going out like this. I'm not even gonna hold you. She's too beautiful. She's too smart to be subjecting herself to someone like Tyson who's really not even giving an F for real. So Tyson says one of his main concerns is that if he doesn't give her his time, how frustrated is she going to get? And I'm saying here like, so you're already planning on not giving her time? Outside of this process, if y'all was to leave together, you're already planning on not giving her time? And you're just curious as to how frustrated she would be when you decide that you don't want to spend time with her? Tyson, go away from me because this sounds crazy. You make time for the people you want to make time for. And if you find yourself not making time for her, it's because you don't want to. Stop playing these games. Stop it. All right? So Holly asked Felicia, do you feel like you falling in love with Tyson? And she says she feels like she might be, but it's scary. And she's trying to suppress those feelings. I don't see how you could be falling in love with somebody you don't know. It's lust. What you feel for Tyson is lust. I'm sorry to tell you, because lust and love, sometimes a thin line between it. It's lust. You don't even know nothing about that man for real to know if it's love. I'm just saying, okay? Now, Tyson said that he's growing big feelings. Big feelings, but the L word isn't far. What's the L word? You don't know how to say love? Grow up. Anyway, Carlos and Janae are doing well, except Janae is still nervous about the attention he will get on the outside world. And I feel like that's fair because he literally had to sit there and run down a whole list of women who he had to cut off in front of her. Like, I feel like that's a fair concern. But my thing is, he has shown you so far through this whole process that you have been a one. He's shown you that he's able to cut off other women. And he's shown you that he's quote unquote a changed man. Okay? He even said that he learned from his mistakes in the past and he's done all the work that he needs to do for her. But now he's concerned because love without trust won't work. And I totally agree. But this was the first time, the very first time that I felt like Carlos was being honest about his feelings. He's always been in this house talking about how he's not going to do this and not going to do this because he doesn't want to trigger her. He's not going to talk to Jennifer because he doesn't want to trigger her. He's not going to entertain the other women because the one time he saw her a little bit mad, he didn't like that feeling. I get that. But are you going to be able to live your life on eggshells with someone who you have never hurt? Now, I can understand if you hurt her and then you got to build that trust back up and you got to do whatever it takes to get to that point. Maybe you do have to walk on some eggshells. But are you willing to put up with the trust issues when you have done nothing to hurt her? That's the first time I feel like Carlos was being somewhat honest about his feelings. But you want to know what the gag is? He said it in a confessional. He didn't say it to her. So Kalia done went and joined Thaddeus on his nap because he's laying down sleeping. And she's like, let me slide on in there. I know that's right, girl. Get in where you fit in. And Ariel's feeling the type of way because how you just told me that you walking in love with me. And now you all booed up with Dr. Kalia. But she don't know that Dr. Kalia had to sneak her little self in there. Thaddeus looked like he was knocked out to the point where he probably didn't even know she was there. I'm going to just be honest with you. That man looked like he was getting some good sleep, okay? Now, Tyson and Allison sat down with Holly and Rodney, and I knew that Allison could not wait to get this information out because you could tell that it's been eating her up all day, okay? Now, she did say that she felt like her and Tyson had this friendship vibe until he told her that he was checking for her. And I was sitting here like, girl, that man's lying to you. The same way he told Eloise, we want you here, don't leave. We want you here, don't leave. Then turn around and send her home. Yeah, that's what he was doing, playing in your face like he's done half the women here, okay? He said that he does like her, but he's just wondering if there's enough time. No, you don't, Tyson. I get you trying to be nice. I get you trying to be real, but you wasting that lady's time. Please stop. So she brought up the conversation that she heard, and she tells them that now she's questioning his intentions on why he is here. Girl, aren't we all? We all been questioning why Tyson was here. Now, at first, I was like, oh, it's the entertainment factor. I understand because it's TV. I get it. I mean, we got to have some type of entertainment because I am entertained. But then after talking to Ariel in our interview and finding out that this was really how he was moving, for real, I'm sitting here like, damn, that really made it bad for me because I thought for entertainment purposes only, but no. That's not what it was, okay? So she asked him, does he have another woman he's seeing outside of the process? And he was like, no. I said, lie. Lie. And she said, well, I overheard him having a conversation and how he was looking forward to seeing the lady at the gym. And he was like, huh? That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm a friendly guy. It's a bunch of girls at the gym. That's my friend. Remember when Tyson kept asking the girls, how do you feel about, women giving me attention and women throwing themselves at me? How do you feel about that? And everybody was like, it's not them, it's you. It's you, Tyson. How do you handle those situations? If you have all these women at the house that you need to be focusing on so you can find your queen, why are you at the gym flirting with multiple women? And trust and believe me, that man was lying. That man was lying. I don't care what you say because the way he went back and ran to the girls to let them know before it got back to them, he was lying, child. And once Allison brought this up at the meeting, I knew right then and there that Allison was going home, okay? You can see, like, the anger in Tyson's face. He was visibly upset. And even though he said that he wasn't mad, he was just disappointed and he felt betrayed because she could have brought it to him as soon as she heard it and she didn't. He felt some type of way because he felt like it's an ambush. It was a setup. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, he's pissed. Tyson was pissed. Like, he says he wasn't. He says disappointed, betrayed. No, he was mad. If he could have sent her home right there on the spot, and he would have. Trust me, he would have, okay? So now Tyson goes to Jennifer and Felicia and he tells them about this joke, okay? And how he was saying that they all had him stressed out and his girlfriend at the gym is going to come save him one day. She's just going to scoop him up and save him. What the hell did Felicia and Jennifer do to you? You just started getting to know Jennifer yesterday. What did they do to you? Felicia been letting you feel on her booty for the last couple of weeks. What did Felicia and Jennifer do to you for you to be so stressed out that your girlfriend at the gym got to come save you? That man did whatever she overheard him saying he did, okay? I don't care, okay? So he tells Felicia and Jennifer, like, at this point, I just feel like I'm going to just go home alone. Dramatic much? Guilt will eat you up like that. If it was a joke, if it wasn't that serious, why you so mad about it? The ladies are sitting there like, I don't understand, Tyson. What's going on? Like, why you flipping on us? We didn't even know nothing about this. You said it was a joke. It was a joke. Okay, cool. So now Felicia's feeling the type of way because, like, why you want to go home all of a sudden? Why you want to leave us? Like, we didn't do anything. We not bothering you. And that's exactly my point. The women, you talking about the women stressing you out. Tyson, you have been the least stressed in this whole entire house. You have been playing your field and having your fun and getting your feels the whole time. What are you talking about? Child, I don't know. I feel like he overreacted to the point where he looked guilty. Just saying. So now Dr. Kalia and Thaddeus sit down with Holly and Rodney and they discuss their journey as well. Now Thaddeus said that he has learned how to communicate the most with Dr. Kalia. And trust me, in this whole process, he feels like he's really learned how to communicate. Yeah, because you put them women in these daggone situations and then when they tell you off, you have to apologize and take accountability for it, right? Right, okay. So he wanted to ask her, what has kept her from being the real her, the most raw version of herself? And right then I'm like, you still don't believe this lady is who this lady says she is? Well, apparently she's not, okay? So she said that it's the desire to protect herself. What I want to believe sounds like a DV survivor, and she went through a lot, okay? And sometimes in her relationship, when she showed herself she would be attacked for it and she would be destroyed and shut down and, criticized for it. And that helped Thaddeus really open his eyes to understand who the real Dr. Kalia is, okay? And he said that this makes him feel closer to her, okay? Now, after he said all of that, you can tell there was a shift. The energy shifted, right? And Holly asked him, "Are you falling in love?" And I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, you just asked him, was he falling in love with Ariel? It just puts too much confusion in the air for me. I didn't like that part at all. But nonetheless, he says that he loves her, okay? He's not in love with her, but he loves her. And they are on their way to love. And that's when I was sitting here like, is Thaddeus going to pick Dr. Kalia? Because the way he expressed how he cared about her, how he felt about her, how he loved her, genuinely loved her outside of being in love with her, he did not give that to Ariel. Instead, it was, I'm not falling. That's uncontrollable. I'm walking, right? But with her, it was very much, I'm just going to say this. I absolutely just love her. Not in love, but I love her. And I feel like that's the first step to falling or walking in love, okay? Now, she said that she's falling in love, and he says, no, I'd rather you walk and skip, but don't fall. Whatever, okay? Just doing the most for no reason. So now Tyson and Jennifer sit down with Holly and Rodney, right? And they talk about how even though she was Carlos' perfect match, them two have hit it off from the start, okay? He said that she's his zen. He finds peace. She's his calm. Just a couple of minutes ago, you were saying how they were stressing you out. Remember? Okay, never mind. But she's your zen. She's your calm. He says that he doesn't have any red flags when it comes to her. Yeah, because you don't know her. You don't know her. But somehow she's your peace. Because now that Felicia is actually pushing you to open up and dig deeper, now you just want to hop on to the next person and keep it at surface as long as you can until she starts to want to dig deeper, and then you're going to push her away as well. But nonetheless, she says that, she did see some orange flags or whatever, and that was because she didn't think that he was taking this process serious. That's two women that has sat down right now with Tyson who say that they felt he hasn't been taking this process serious. I just want to put it out there. So far, there's been two women that sat down at the episode before the last episode who felt like he wasn't taking this process serious. He's not. He's not, okay? So now Tyson gets back in the house and Felicia wants to talk to him because she wants clarity on when he said he just want to go home. Because what does that mean? Me and you were doing fine and you and Allison had a miscommunication. Now you just ready to leave? Like, what is all of that about? She's also feeling like he's too open with Jennifer because she put all this work in to get this man all the way down to the end. And for him to now be completely open to Jennifer, I understand why she would feel away, okay? He feels like she's pushing him away. And she's like, I'm pushing you away because I want clarity. Like, we can't have a conversation. We can't discuss my feelings. He feels like after everything I've been through today, because I've been through so much today. So much. How dare you try to get clarity after Allison just betrayed me about a joke, which made me seem like I'm a horrible person. Tyson, suck it up. Suck it up. Your day was not that horrible. It really wasn't. Y'all had a conversation, a misunderstanding. It was supposed to be a joke, right? And now you just had the worst day of your whole entire life to the point where now you can't have a conversation with daggone Felicia. Like, be effing for real. He's like, you just picked the wrong time. You just picked the wrong time. When is the right time? Y'all don't have that much time left. Whenever somebody wants to go deep with him, he throws them away. He throws them away. It's obvious. You can see it. She gets frustrated because now she's like, I can't do this anymore. And so she gets up and walk away. And I'm just like, child, Felicia, he gonna send you home. Allison going, you going, he gonna be stuck with Jennifer, who he really just started connecting with yesterday, child. It is what it is. And that's literally what happens because that's Tyson's pattern at this point, right? So he finally musters up the courage to tell Allison that, they the homies, and he eliminates her. And I said, finally, stop dragging this girl through this process for nothing. Allison And I agree that he likes attention from anyone that would give it to him. And so the question is now, ladies, anyone that's going to, be chosen by Tyson, are you going to be able handling him flirting and giving out as much attention as he gets? Because that's going to be more of the issue than what he's giving. I'm just saying. Now Tyson is getting all touchy feely with Jennifer, and they all kissing and stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, here we go. Here we go again. Like, this literally was just Felicia yesterday. But now that him and Felicia kind of got into it, he's just going to move over to Jennifer and get his feels from her to refill up that tank, because he doesn't want to have to really dig into it with Felicia. And I felt bad for Felicia because Felicia feels like she's carrying the burden of their quote unquote relationship all alone. And he gets to go ahead and explore with someone else while she has to sit there with the emotional baggage. And I'm just sitting here like, girl, at this point, there's no purpose. There's no reason. Because I don't care if we're all in this house and we're experimenting together. I feel like at this point in the process, there needs to be some type of level of respect. And I feel like at this point, it's low-key disrespectful to be kissing up all like this and feeling on this girl booty and holding on to her one day and then turn around and do the same thing with the next woman in each other's faces. At this point in the process, it's too intimate both ways. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to take it because it's literally kind of like a slap in Felicia's face. You know what I mean? And Jennifer, what you being funny for? So I feel like we being watched. That rubbed me wrong. That made me mad for Felicia, for real. That made me want to pull up on Jennifer. Because, like, what do you mean you feel like you being watched? Girl, you putting on the show. Woo! King's Court, y'all. King's Court. I think next episode is the finale. My predictions, Thaddeus is going to pick Dr. Kalia. Because, I don't know, something about the way he spoke about her this episode kind of really made me feel like it's Dr. Kalia. Tyson's going to pick Jennifer because Felicia is trying to push him to tap into emotions that he's not really ready to tap into. And Janae and Carlos pick each other, of course. And that's my prediction. Y'all let me know y'all predictions down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video up. Okay, go ahead and hype the video up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.